What's up, YouTubers? It's nearly June and the crinum lilies are coming out. All the lilies really are coming out. See the torch lilies there beside them. Well, I'm going to be focusing mainly on the crinum lilies in this video, although I'm going to throw a little information in on all the lilies. I'm going to pack a lot of information in this little video, so hopefully it might be helpful to someone. I know I'm always interested in seeing how other people do their gardening and landscaping, so I figure I throw my 2 cents in with whatever information I might have that could be helpful. So here are the crinum lilies, and they do take a little bit more care than your average lily, which in this bed here are multiple types of lilies. I didn't really plan it that way. It's just the only thing I can get to grow in here. But there's orientals on the front, Asiatics in the middle there, daylilies, torch lilies, crinum lilies. All the lilies seem to really thrive in these raised beds here. And these raised beds are just thrown right on top of the grass. The turf has not been removed, so there's no weed barrier or anything like that, no digging. I just put it right on top of the grass, no fuss, and it's mainly potting soil with manure and a lot of mulch and other junk, coffee grounds and whatnot, but it's really light, so I could dig in it without a shovel and get the weeds out with just my bare hands pretty much. That really helps. I kind of designed it for low maintenance. But here you got your crinum lilies, and you can see the foliage on these things are getting just out of control. I mean, they're just going wacko. These crinum lilies need thinning, so when they look like that, they need thinning. But they will bloom, but they need staking. A lot of times they need staking. You can see right here, I've got these little limbs here are from a little smoke tree I have out back. So if you have a smoke tree, they put out these perfect little limbs that make beautiful stakes. But you can see how many flower heads come on each one of these things, so it's a lot of weight, I would imagine. But some of them are pretty thick, like this one right here is no stake. Some of the stems are pretty thick, but the torch lilies are looking pretty good. This bed is under a good bit of shade from a big chestnut tree, and there's a Japanese maple, yeah, like that. And here's an absolutely identical bed. All the types of lilies, Asiatic right there, and the big giant thing right there in the center is called an Aurelian lily. It's got a nice, pretty name. But yeah, and you can see these crinum lilies. Now these do not need thinning. These are just right. Just right. And oh yeah, I just accidentally broke the prettiest probably head off accidentally. Yeah, it sucks. But anyway, but there's the stems right there from the little smoke tree. See, they have no leaves or anything on them. Make beautiful stakes. But yeah, this is a very maintenance-free bed, And crinum lilies do like it. All these lilies like it. And you can see this bed is in more sun, and some of the foliage is not as lush in this bed. But in this bed, you still get the blooms, but the foliage is just a lot lusher in that shade. But pretty much have to have these raised beds because there's trees on either side right here, big chestnut trees that will sap nutrients from pretty much anything around it. Those there are some dipladenias with the little smoke tree stakes, and it climbs up that thing very nicely. And there's another dipladenia. These things are blooming really well, but I have a mandevilla over here that's just not blooming at all. It's growing nicely, growing up this fence thing here, but not blooming. So, you know, if anybody knows what I'm doing wrong, I would appreciate some input on that. But yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, I want to show you one thing. The crinum, the big old giant bulb on these crinum lilies. Look at the size of that bulb. I mean, it's like a softball. It's huge. This one just wasn't making it. It was in this spot right here, and my guess is the cats probably took a few too many craps in that one spot. So yeah, that's my guess anyway. It may not be. It may be something different, but this thing, yeah, it just was not growing. You can see it was dying. But that's what they look like, and you have to bury them pretty deep. I'd say up to about where this stuff starts peeling off. That's where about how deep you need to bury them. Yeah. There you go. Hope that helps some people. The crinum lilies, torch lilies, Asiatic lilies, or railing lily. Okay, here's the crinum lilies. There we go. One last shot of them. There we go. All right, take care, YouTubers.